Bump. Bump, bump. Bump, bump, bump. You're gonna be sick. You can see the newspaper headline already. Local teens suffocated and jostled to death for a school trip. Parents, no comment. Friends, no comment. Weird. Freakazoid. Stoner teacher? Yeah, she was okay, whatever. I'm gonna go smoke some pot. Another bump in the hills. A rocky dirt road shakes you up and down. Ugh. In the first place, you're only this nauseous because someone sprayed 3 pounds of fantasy before getting in. Newsflash, smelling like a pop star's potpourri is not the accomplishment some girls think it is. You're gonna die here, in this car, over a stupid school project. What project exactly? Well, you know, just the school project every senior has to do before they graduate. The one where you need to get linked up with your peers and record some stupid final video to prove you know collaboration, teamwork, and everything else along those lines. The school project. The car jostles again, you tighten your hold on the camera in your hands. Maybe if Mr. Riker could actually drive, this wouldn't be so bad, but here and now. Barbie! Barbara? Great, now there's Jazzy. Jasmine. Are you okay? You look a little pale. Obviously you're not, but it's not like she actually cares about you anyways. Even though she's only just transferred into the school a few months ago, Jasmine is a completely different league from you. Everyone always talking like how nice she is, how smart she is, and how she's always so friendly. It's always, Jessie is so fetch, or Jessie is so chill. I'm fine. Okay, but let me know if we need to stop or something, alright? As if you'd fall for such an obvious trap. If Jessie wants to find someone to play nice girl off of, then she better look elsewhere. You've had enough of playing the charity role for girls like you. Eh, don't worry, peeps. We'll be at the campsite pronto. And there's Cameron. If Jasmine is the nice girl, then he's the jock, always yapping with the cheerleaders and popular girls. You're all too familiar with his type. These days, he's made himself into a bit of a class clown, aka your personal tormentor. People already saw you as a loser, but this ringleader act has kept you as homeroom's main attraction 5 days a week, at 8 a.m. sharp for the entire year. Well, there you have it. Just hold on a little longer, okay? We'll be there before you know it. She smiles brightly at you before her eyes fall down to the camera in your lap. Alright, thank you so much again for helping us be the camerawoman. Recording stuff is so your thing. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Of course she's thanking you for something she and her groupie friends don't want to do. You're used to this, always the outcast of the group, always the one doing what the others can't be bothered to do. You only have this camera because Jasmine asked if you could, and the girls like Jasmine asked you to do something, you have no choice but to agree, or you'll end up being the asshole. Sure. If you want, I can show you how to use it. I know a thing or two about cameras, actually. I really like taking pictures in my free time. Maybe I can show you sometime. You really don't want to have to sit through her pretending to be nice. It probably makes her just as uncomfortable as you are, but you can't think of a good reason to say no, and her little jock boyfriend Cameron might get pissed if you blow her off. Okay. Okay, and don't worry about the camera, I promise. It's really intuitive. Flashing you the most aggravating know-it-all look she can muster, Jasmine settles back down to snuggle up to her boy toy. I'm really gonna be sick now. But I guess this is my last bit of downtime without Jasmine or anyone else bothering me, so it might be a good idea to update my journal. This is your journal. Here you can find entries regarding your classmates and the general relationships you have with them. You may also come across certain code words during this trip, words that may reveal a bit more about this group's history with Barbara. It's important to pay attention to what Barbara says, though perhaps getting things wrong sometimes can also bring out her voice. 4 years of pain and misery, all summarized in a book the size of a binder agenda. Pinewood, miss you never. Write something, Barbara. None of the buttons seem to do anything. Huh? Oh, that's just the text. Okay. I guess I should save. I made that mistake in the other game, not saving enough. Okay, so let's see achievements. It says write something, but I can't. I don't think I can write anything. Pinewood. Mission never. Yeah, and it just says. Huh? Oh, please tell me I'm not stuck. Come on. I just started. Let me out. Please. Oh. Yeah, these buttons don't do anything. Write something, Barbara. Oh my god, I have to type. Okay. The underlined word was Pinewood, right? So if I write Pinewood. Okay. Entry XX. I seriously hate high school. It's just one big fat popularity contest. Every time I walk down the hallways, I can hear people snickering at me, calling me ugly and some stupid neat girl. Just the other day, I swear I heard a girl saying I should go drop out and go work at McDonald's. When can I graduate already? I don't want to have to deal with this for another year. Oh. You have a journal? Oh, God. Just as you finish writing your last part, Jasmine pops in between your face and your journal with no regard for sense of privacy whatsoever. I like your journaling too. Maybe later we can talk about it. And have to show her your private personal thoughts? No way. Absolutely no way. She'd probably love it though. Wow, you write about how your life sucks? That's the bomb. I just used to keep track of all the boys who want me and log my community service hours and how sweet and kind I am to 4As like you. Maybe. I don't know. Come on, Jazzy. Don't go messing with the king. An order from her and it's off with your head. Blech. And there you go with another stupid nickname. You've prayed that it would have died in elementary school, but the gods of high school decreed otherwise. Barber King, Burger King, har har har. Jasmine lightly knocks Cameron's shoulder with hers in her mocking sternness and regards you with an apologetic look. It's like she wants you to vomit right here, right now. The look between the two of them, a match made in your own personal howl. Actually, you wouldn't put it past her. Birds of a feather flock together. No pressure, of course. I get it. It's pretty personal. Right. She smiles at you, but even Jasmine can't keep a dead conversation for long. Soon enough, she's back in some discussion with Cameron, giving you a good chance to gather your thoughts again. She seems so eager to really drive in how to use the camera, probably because she really wants good grades. Jasmine Hua, even ever the teacher's pet, always raising her hand in class and answering questions because she knew all the answers. Hell, even Mr. Riker liked her, and he was the goddamn gym teacher. In fact, you're pretty sure the only reason he agreed to come was because Jasmine asked. That, and supposedly he'd do the short lot in the teacher's office. You heard him complaining about it over the phone at the earliest rest stop. Either way, you can already tell this is shaping up to be a terrible, terrible project to work on. For one, they've managed to group you with the popular kids, the most popular and the most annoying. Like Jasmine and Cameron, who are always slobbing over each other and everyone else in the school. Then there's Luke, the biggest chain smoker of the entire year. Of course he's a bike, and of course his closet puts TV production hands to shame. And you can't forget the worst of them all, Aisha, the most popular, most bitchy girl in the school. Where to even begin with her? Everything about her is wrong. Her hot pink nails, her extensions that smack everywhere but her own face, her massive ego. It's weird to see her now without the rest of her she-wolf pack holding her backpack and books beside her. And unlike the others, Aisha is the only one brave enough to bully you outright. Ignoring your words, taking over you on purpose, and always smacking her gum right in your ear during exams. They're all friends, of course, because they're the hottest sharks at the top of the food chain, and you're nothing but a fry to them. And now you've got 1 week ahead of you where you have to follow behind them like a shadow, recording them laughing and playing and whatever. Probably because they think you're too ugly for the big screen. Bump. Whoops. The car swerves to the side all of a sudden, and you're unwillingly pushed into Cameron. He sells an arm across your shoulder very naturally, having practiced on all the girls at school before the car stabilizes again. You feel the sting of bile at the back of your throat. At this rate, you're gonna have to get Mr. Riker's license revoked yourself. Oh, maybe we need to... Mr. Riker! Mr. Riker, can you drive it slower, please? If he drives any slower, we're gonna be stuck in this car all day, Cam. I know, but Barbie looks a bit... I'm fine. Right, sorry, I probably shouldn't be talking over you, huh? Chillax, Jazzy. I'm sure Barbara knows you're just looking out for her. Luke pats her back and waves his hand in dismissal, as if to say, don't waste your time worrying about her. Great, now the girl next door has even the bad boy licking her wounds. Is one guy not enough already? Thanks. Right, because everything in the world comes back to how those people feel about themselves. It all comes back to their ego. That they're in the right always, all the time. And who cares about you, right? Who cares about the random girl they're forced to babysit during their special senior group project? God, you can't wait to get out of here. After a long eternity of bumps, jostles, and shakes and swerves, Mr. Riker finally pulls up his beat-up van into a clearing that's probably supposed to be a campsite if it weren't so run down. Aisha is the first to hop out. Is this it? Seriously? Hey, it's not that bad. It's got some rustic charm to it. If by rustic you mean overgrown and hasn't seen people in years, sure. Mr. Riker, you sure this is it? You crawl out of the back of the van just as Mr. Riker walks around, facing two cabins, one hut, and a dilapidated campfire with his hands on his hips. Well, I was told it was fully functional at the teacher's office. Clearly it's not. I mean, we have to stay here for a week, just for the senior project? If you don't want a zero, guess so. Look, can't be that bad. Maybe you guys work together and clean up and it'll look nice and welcoming. And you'll be... I'll be recuperating from a long drive. You don't need Mr. Riker to hold your hand all the way, right? We're all seniors now. You're leaving. Well, hello, Luke. First time talking this entire trip. Leaving is not the right word. I'm just recharging for a bit in an undisturbed location. Excuse me? You're excused. Ugh. Is that even okay? Why wouldn't it be? Look, I'll be back in a bit. Don't worry about it, and do something productive with your time. You only got 1 week to... what it was, make it a great film about what you learned from Pinewood High. Before anyone else can argue, Mr. Riker waves his hand and walks off a beaten path into the woods. The five of you stare after him at a moment in varying states of shock before Aisha sighs and shakes her head. He's going off to smoke pot again. Probably. Definitely. And he's left us to do all the work. Great. Why don't we take a look around first? Then we can figure out what to do. At Jasmine and his assistants, the five of you are ushered around the campsite. There's the campfire in the center of all of it, streaks of black soot where a campfire may have been, 50 years ago. There's the kitchen, too. Practically unmentionable. It's a small shack with an old-fashioned stovetop that needs, God forbid, kindling and fire to cook. At the very least, Luke being inseparable from his lighter means that there's an easy source of fire just nearby. Great. Then there's the five of you. Two are the two cabins, which are still miraculously standing when you push the doors open. Each cabin is just big enough for a bunk bed and a bunk bed only. The floor, meanwhile, is creaky and looks nearly on the cusp of being eaten through by termites. Cameron is the first to speak up when everyone steps outside. 4 beds, 5 people. Should we gladiator fight this out? Yeah, if you're a barbarian. Anyways, I'm not climbing any ladders. You guys can figure the rest out. I can room with Cameron. We're both guys, so... We can't just have someone sleeping on the floor, though. Oh, I know. The tool shed is still available. Yeah, tool shed. Tiny little space covered head to toe in all sorts of hammers, saws, and axes. Great for any lumberjack in training. Obviously, it beats the floor, and obviously, it beats the outdoors, but how demanding would it be to sleep in there? I think we can make it work. I swear there's gotta be a spare mattress somewhere. Yeah, and who's gonna sleep there? Any thoughts on that? No offense, but unless you and Luke want to share the shed, you're out of the question. I don't think any of us are bunking with you guys. Fair enough. Silence descends upon the group. You think you know where this will go. After all, you are, after all, the black sheep of the group, the odd one out. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to place which one of you is the lamb for slaughter. Well, Barbie, would you feel more comfortable taking the solo room? I'd totally give it a nod. I don't mind taking it at all. I was just thinking maybe you might... Yeah, of course it was always gonna be like this. None of them like you, and all of them hate you. Better for you to be far, far away from them, even if it means exiling you away to the tool shed. What can you even say? No, why don't you take... No, why don't you take one... God. No, why don't one of you take the room with me for once? Fat chance in hell. Sure, whatever. You see their faces light up in gleeful joy, no doubt. They don't need to spend the night hearing you breathing down their neck. Great, you know what? I think we got this. And since we have our sleeping arrangements already thought out, why don't we start assigning tasks? Here, let me write it down in my journal. Jasmine takes out a worn, leather-bound journal and a pen from one of her many pockets. You watch as she scrawls her name first. I can go first. I don't mind cleaning up the cabins and helping everyone set up their bunk beds. In your room too, Barbie. I do have a lot at home anyways. Unless someone else wants to. Feel free. No complaints. Perfect. Okay, Kimmy. Oh, I know. Do you mind cleaning all the utensils and cookware? I left it all in a bag at the back of Mr. Riker's van. Sure thing. And Luke, since you're the strongest, could you maybe carry all the luggage and supplies over? Okay, it's fine. Thank you so much. Aisha, I know you're not gonna like this. What? Could you maybe help clean up the bathroom? It's just behind the cabins. Seriously? Please, I can swap with you if you want. I don't mind. Ugh, no, it's fine. I can do it. Yay, thank you. And that leaves us with Barbie. Actually, I think that's honestly everything. If you want, why don't you go help out whoever needs help the most? That would be amazing. Yeah, you're not worthy of getting your own special tasks like all our friends. Isn't that lovely? You're just a background character relegated to whatever idea pops into your head next. Sure. Thank you so much, Barbie. You're hoping that's it, that you'll get to walk off into the woods like Mr. Riker. But then Jasmine begins rummaging through her jean pockets again. Oh, and before I forget, I made you all something. She unfurls a fist to reveal a handful of friendship bracelets, colorfully beaded and looped and threaded. Obviously, it took a lot of time to make them. Obviously, they're a labor of effort. Jessie, these are so adorbs. So why is it that they look so terrible to you? Cammy, you get the Sherwin one. Aisha, you get the one with the hearts. Luke, I gave you the one with the X's. I get the smiley face one, and... She turns to you, beaming as she holds up the striped one. Green, brown, and red. Great. Looks like a Christmas tree. When you see the design and patterns of the others, with the backing track inside jokes and references and such between themselves, you can really see which Jasmine tried to make and which she did on the rim. Yours doesn't matter. It's to balance out the lot of them. But you can't say that, can you? Because then all of your friends will turn to you and talk about how ungrateful you are. But you can't accept kindness for what it is, and you know all too well their kindness is another way of spitting on you. Thanks. You really, really do not like them. Of course. Anyway, that's enough for me. Good luck, everyone. Let's meet again for dinner. Jasmine hops off to the cabins, as everyone else goes their separate ways, to their separate duties. Isn't she nice, letting you choose which bully to take a stab at you? Great. Now you really can pick your own poison. The paths stretch before you, numerous and unknowable. Unlike Mr. Riker, you don't really have the luxury of walking off into the woods to do whatever it is gym teachers do when they're alone, like playing with balls or something. No. Unlike Mr. Riker, you have to make a choice now. Who are you gonna help? I should save. Well, if anything, Chainsmoker guy is gonna be the most chill. Luke. Luke keeps smoking. Whenever I try to eat lunch behind the school, like, talk about inconsiderate. I can't even taste the strawberries when he's blowing his smoke in my face. It's quiet as everyone else starts off towards their own respective chores. No one looks back or even bothers to say goodbye. You don't look away until they're out of sight. Your gaze stays fixed on Cameron and Jasmine's Their arms are curled around each other as they go. Her arm around his lower back, his arm around her shoulders. You can hear them both laughing as they go. I want that. The thought comes quietly, makes your chest ache until the pain is replaced with bitterness. You snap your attention away, turn your head in the other direction, and catch Luke, sharply glancing away the moment you're facing him. One hand is fidgeting with the cross pendant around his neck, the silver shining in the dim light. He stays quiet, then, before digging around his pocket and pulls out his vape pen. Your frown grows when he takes a pull from it, blowing in a cloud of strawberry-scented smoke. Figures. He won't say a word to me. He knows I hate smoking, vaping, all that shit, and he chooses to do it now. It's only words that's strawberry-scented. He loves strawberries, but not now when they're wrapped in nicotine and spit. Though, really, what did you expect? It's not like any of these people ever cared about what you think. You ready? He looks back at you, gaze probing, and you wish he'd just say that he's thinking instead of looking at you. That you're nothing but trash. Yeah. The sight of everyone's luggage greets you and Luke swings open the hatch of the van. He doesn't move for a minute before he begins rummaging around the piles. You watch him shove aside Aisha's 4 bags, then leave Cameron's suitcase to the side until he finds your dingy duffel bag. Luke pauses, glances at you from the corner of his eye, and slings the bag over one shoulder before roughly grabbing up 3 more bags. He seems to struggle for a minute as he maneuvers the bag into his arms. Help him before he drops the bag. You move forward to help him out, hooking your arm around a few of the bags already falling out of his arms. Why are you trying to take so many at once? You'll end up dropping everything. You can't stop the slight snap of your tone that's the heft of one of Aisha's heavy bags. The loss of weight seems to lightly knock him off balance. He stumbles into you, eyes wide for a fraction of a second, until he straightens himself up again. Sorry, my bad. Luke holds the bags with a death grip, taking a large step back and turning his back to you. Embarrassment makes your face heat up at how he avoids your touch and recoils from you. Were you really that disgusting that he couldn't even stand to touch you? Here, this one's light. You didn't even let Luke finish. Take the suitcase he offers before snatching up Jameson's stupid orange duffel bag and stalking off the path. You're walking the path with Luke, trailing some distance behind. Despite the pathing, the ground is still uneven beneath your shoes and bugs keep dive-bombing you in the face. It doesn't help that you're walking up a slope either, with a pretty steep drop to the left. This sucks. The words come naturally and low, barely mumbled beneath your breath. You almost miss the half-little laugh that comes from behind you. So used to people making fun of you, but with only the bugs and Bridget here, anything human stands out. He's looking at you, lips barely lifting at the corners. It's probably the first time you've seen him smile, definitely the first time you've seen him laugh. And he's laughing at you. Why are you always just some big joke? Now even the resident jackass who doesn't give a shit about anyone can't help but make fun of you. Luke has stopped because you've stopped. He's staring at you, waiting, the luggage still gathered in his arms. He doesn't even apologize. You don't deserve this. Luke shifts his feet, gravel loosening beneath his shoes. The little rocks tumble down the incline. For a second, you imagine his body following them. Oh, this ain't gonna go well, is it? You could do it. You should do it. Push him. I shouldn't have a right to save. I should save in a different slot. Okay. If we're gonna think about this methodically, if we want to take them out one by one, we shouldn't start taking them out when we're alone. We also shouldn't fight a guy who probably has weapons. Or at least a lighter. We know that for sure. The thought is awful, poisonous, and you shake your head to try to clear it out. You okay? Luke comes back into focus, having stepped closer, and your body moves on its own. Your hand makes contact with his chest, shoving him hard until he stumbles back and trips off his feet. Luke lays splayed on the ground, tangled in a mess of bags before he begins skidding down the slope until eventually he's swirling. His hands claw the gravel, but nothing can stop it as gravity drags him and the luggage farther towards the drop. Barbara! For the first time you've seen him afraid, eyes blown wide, skin covered in a thin sheen of sweat, lips parted in shock. Your duffel bag still slung over his shoulder is the first to go over the edge. Then it's one of Aisha's bags. Then it's him. He disappears over the edge, but you don't hear him scream. You don't hear anything until you take a few steps towards the cliff, eyes catching the sight of something colorful amidst the breeze. The friendship bracelet Jazzy has made everyone lies among the leaves and branches, tattered as if it's been torn off. You glance over the edge of the cliff, see the mess at the bottom, and lift the bracelet up to put in your pocket. So he died anyway. Well, that's gonna be fun to explain to the others. Sure, that's gonna go over well. It's the last remnant of him intact. This is your brain on drugs, and this is your brain on a rock. You stumble back to the door of the shed's main room, hands shaking from adrenaline. You slumping against a nearby table, breathing labored and blood rushing to your head, while you try to gather yourself. Killing someone, you just killed someone. Sure, it was someone who'd always made you feel like shit, but still. You stood there and watched him die. You didn't even try to stop it, didn't try to help. You're a murderer. With what we've seen so far, I don't know about that. What's wrong with you? You can't just go around killing people, even if they were bullies, even if they treated you like trash, made your entire high school career miserable. You murdered them. They deserved it. You don't know why you say the words, but you do. They come out through the knot in your throat. Go to prison if someone finds out. Even if I say it was an accident, they'll all turn on me. They always have. The words keeps coming from somewhere deep in your chest. Inspiration seems to strike at the strangest time. Without thinking, you take out your journal, as a name falls from your lips in your pen. I didn't think he'd actually fall. Not like that. I thought I could just push him and he'd catch himself. I didn't mean... Well, you're writing it in your journal now, you're definitely gonna go to jail. Even if they don't find his body, they're gonna take you in. Because you've put the evidence to paper. That's just stupid. I can't stop. I can't stop until they're all gone. I have to go after... Oh, we gonna go after all of them. We're gonna take out all the witnesses. Even though they weren't really witnesses. If you wanted to do this the right way, we would just not have written in the book, run to the others, and frame Mr. Riker. Because he's the only other guy not here. And he's probably bigger than the kids, because these are all high schoolers. And he's supposed to be the gym teacher. So we can probably just blame that he pushed Luke off the cliff. They got into a fight. Well, too late now. It would be better to take both of the guys out of the way first. Stumbling, you continue on. Cameron. Cameron is so annoying. He's always making fun of me in front of everyone else and humiliating me. He thinks he's so funny. He's not, though. I wish someone put him in his place. You find Cameron stumbling around the forest paths, eyes darting between the ground and the trees. Your footsteps aren't silent, and the moment they crunch on the floor, Cameron's head whips around. Barbie! Great, you're here. How'd the chores go? Oh, that. Of course you remember Luke, the surprise in his eyes when they slid over the edge of the cliff. The fear. It was fine. Luke went to take a smoke. He would do nothing else after all, so Cameron easily buys it. He keeps that stupid, thoughtless smile on his face as he peers up past the treetops into the evening sky, soon to sparkle with stars above. Hey, since it's getting a bit dark, wanna hold her under my arm while we walk back? You look between his arm and the Ziploc bag of metal utensils he's carrying in his other hand. Not really. Oh, come on, I insist. It's safer this way. As if he can't comprehend the concept of personal space, he leans over and holds out his arm for you. Begrudgingly, you're forced to take it as he grins and begins walking the way you came from. He hums a quick tune under his breath, not the least bit put off by you or the situation. He should be, if he knew anything better, but that was the way Cameron always was. Always so pushy, insistent. Didn't know anything about reading the mood or reading between the lines. He lived a shallow life, the same way Pond Scum did. And he reached so easily for you, without a second thought. What did that even mean? So that he only stand to be with you when you're in the dark? Where no one, including him, has to see it? You can't help but speak to your mind. If you could do this so easily with me, why are you dating Jasmine? Huh? He stops, the two of you are standing face to face halfway down the path. Is this about... what else would it be about? Cameron laughs a little awkwardly, the smile on his face cleverly wavering for once. That's... First of all, Jazzy and I aren't really dating. Like you'd believe that. With their matching names and handsy behavior and whatnot. And besides that, Will, you're like a sister to me. He tries to interject a bit of cheer into his voice, but it comes out cracked and awkward. Stilted and forced. So, yeah, totally awkward, am I right? Let's just talk about something else. He's so embarrassed by you, isn't he? That's why the thought to humiliate you in public is one of the worst moments of your life. Why can't he just brush you off, now with a second thought? It's awkward for him, so he wants to avoid it. It's a hassle for him, so he wants to forget it ever happened. What other people like you left behind live to pick up the sharp pieces of yourself? Were we in a relationship with him at some point, or what? Confused now. Anyway, you can't believe you ever saw anything between the two of you. Okay, yeah, so we were... Oh, I know. Have you seen my water bottle yet? He pulls up from one of his various pants pockets a small water bottle, holding it out to you. It glints under what little sunlight remains, tinted and worn from years of use. You see that pink star charm? It's for my little sister. She's so cute, you should meet her someday. Yeah, isn't he so classy? He can just turn around and talk about introducing you to his family. It'd be even better if this clown had a costume for his furs. If you're this thirsty, good for it up a drink too. I don't fill it with lake water or anything. So, no worries about parasites or amoebas. He rambles on about brain-eating amoebas. It's something insane and useless. You're hardly paying attention to him on the road, too busy stewing in the anger that washes over you. You're always angry, you can't stop it, it flows within you as brain. And with every word out of Cameron's mouth, another nail is hammered into the wooden planks of your heart. You walk and stumble forward, tripping over an inconvenient tree root. As you fall onto the ground, Cameron is quick to reach out and spin around, maybe trying to avoid getting you injured so he wouldn't have to carry you. He's the one that hits the ground first, grasping out. Ah! He winces, hands clutching at his ankle. Shoot, I might have twisted it. Better watch your step next time, huh? Maybe if you didn't go out of his way, neither of you would be hurt, and now he's blaming you. His water bottle rolls away in the dirt, stopping just your foot. You reach over and pick it up, feeling the weight heft in your hands. Barbie? It feels so right in your hands, like you're made to hold it. Before you realized Cameron, making a big fuss over one ankle. It wasn't like it was broken, not the way it made you look and feel. A thought raised in your mind. Good one, finally. Cameron? Barbie? Barbara? This wouldn't have happened if you'd just said yes. Your other hand wraps around the bottle, hold it tight, high above your head. Just like that you swung down, connecting the middle with flesh, steel with bone. There's an agonizing scream from his end, an unmistakable crunch. It sounds glorious to your ears, and you can't help but smile at the way Cameron crumples below you. It hurt, didn't it? But this was nothing. You'd shown real hurt. Well, there goes Cameron. You swing, relisting, and the blood oozes and gushes. The way his skin sinks so softly beneath your strike. It had always been him and his friends against you, but now you'd proved the Pinewood food chain otherwise. Here he was, far beneath you, and here you were, far above him. Did he know what consequences of his actions had been? He moved with such arrogance to the school, and they'd let him. The students let him. But not you, not now. As you brought his water bottle down a third time, you hoped his skull would cave in all the way. Brain-eating amoebas, he'd choose the wrong thing to be scared of. No one would eat his brains. Empty as they were, no one but you. You were the only one who could absolve him of such idiocy. Take what was useless and give it some purpose at last. Don't eat his brain. Don't. We're already going down the road of killing people. You don't need to take it that far. Oh, this felt great. Retracting the bottle, Cameron's body is silent, save for a drip, drip, drip of his leaking head. Well, we can stop or we can hit him a fourth time. We've already hit him 3 times. But at this point, it would probably be better to hit him a fourth, because if he's not dead, he's gonna come back anyway, so... No, this couldn't end here. Cold and unmoving as he is, you're going to get every last bit of satisfaction from him as you can, as he did you. You drive the bottle down once more into his unresponsive body, with a final crack that nearly echoes through the forest, or perhaps it's because it's in your mind, playing and replaying. You toss the bottle aside into the river, where it drifts off into the currents. Good riddance to him, to his sister, to the humiliation he dealt you. You stalk off into the night, alone. Knock knock, who's there? Your head? My head, what? Oh no. All the thrills of first love.